Fascinated to be here at the Epworth in Richmond with cardiologist Dr Yudi, who spends his life helping people to keep their heart healthy. And I think a lot of us are curious, Dr Yudi, around what you do to keep your own heart healthy. You're up for some rapid fire questions this morning?
Mate, let's do it.
Well, I'll start with, what does a cardiologist eat?
Mate, I've been trying to slim down and eating coffee for breakfast and then not having anything till after lunch. And pretty much lean meats is the key, Mediterranean diets.
Is that what all cardiologists are recommending?
Well, that's what the data tells us is going to make us live longer without heart attacks and strokes. If you stick to lean meats, chicken, fish, great amount of vegetables, olive oil, you're going to be around for a long time. Much better than this guy.
Yeah, that's a bit unnerving, actually. I walked in and thought we actually had lost someone today, Matias, but that is, in fact, a dummy. So we're reassured by that. So what's your favourite food?
When I'm Argentinian, I'm going to tell you this, right? And there's this little mate. It's like a beautiful herbal tea that I get stuck into. Okay. And I think that really gets me going.
What's the one food you can't live without?
Mate, without a doubt, I think fish is the most beautiful thing.
And what's your go-to snack?
Ferrero Rocher. That's the worst thing that you can have. Right? So once every couple of months, you get stuck into those.
Well, it's nice for us to hear that even the cardiologist can have a bit of chocolate. Fresh food or frozen?
Oh, you got to have fresh, right?
Grilled, baked or fried?
Grilled every time.
What's scarier, salt or sugar?
That's a tough question. You should have said fats or sugars. Then I would have told you sugar all the time. But look, I think sugars is what we know is has so many poor implications. You know, so if you get insulin resistance, you become overweight, you have heart disease, fatty liver disease, you know, early onset dementia. So I think sugars is where we're at, and we know that that's our enemy, and that's what we need to target.
Does oral hygiene affect your heart health?
Look, oral hygiene is so important because we carry so much bacteria in our mouth. And if we don't look after that, you can get bacteria that gets transiently moved to the rest of the body, and it can lodge in places like the heart, and then you've got infections of your valves, and which could be quite catastrophic. And that's just one small example.
How many hours sleep do you get?
Yeah, probably not enough. I think 6 hours is what I'm doing at the moment.
Do you take the stairs or the lift?
Oh, mate, look, I do take the lifts occasionally, just for the banter. There's always people around, but you should definitely take the stairs.
And how much of a role does stress play in heart health?
It's huge. It's huge. I think it's important, you know, your psychological well-being and you get managing stress appropriately, because that can lead to increase in cortisol levels, you know, and have all kinds of implications from cardiovascular health.
What are the top 3 things we should do for heart health?
What beats everything else is actually exercise. So if you can get out and about and exercise to a capacity where you're really panting, you're going to do really well. Keep to a good overall diet, a good theme, and then keep your body weight in check. You'll outlive most of us.
And what's the top 3 cardiac screening tests we should all do?
Look, but I think you need to have your cardiovascular risk factors checked, because you don't feel anything if you've got high blood pressure or high cholesterol. From my point of view, you need to have a calcium score. You know, if you're 45 or 50 and you've got some risk factors, and that will really individualise what your risk over the next 10 years is going to be like.
What's the most fascinating fact about the heart?
Can you believe that there's something that keeps beating 60 to 100 times a minute for 80, 85 years and hardly ever wears out? You know, that is what's crazy. It's just such a beautiful organ that keeps us going and, you know, literally gives us life. You know, and I think when you actually think about that, you know, we've tried to replicate, you know, new valves that can be put in and everything, but everything wears out within a period of time. But this heart just keeps going and going and going.
Can't buy many products that go for 90 years, don't they?
100%. That's what's crazy. And the failure rate is so really small. So it's
great to meet you today. I think I leave a lot more informed. Appreciate you joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.